Hey, what's up guys? I'm Jared Poirier, and welcome to my movie review show where I talk about movies. So normally on my channel I talk about movies, but every once in a while I like to talk about TV shows too. Alright, so on last week's show we talked about Thor Ragnarok. I'll put a link down in the description to that video if you guys want to check that one out. But on today's show, we're talking about Stranger Things Season 2. So Stranger Things 2 is a Netflix release that I was really excited for. I really enjoyed the first Stranger Things. I watched it with my girlfriend and both of us really enjoyed it. So we were both really excited for Stranger Things 2 here. But I don't want to tell you guys too much right away. First, I just want to give you a little bit of a summary of the story first. So in Stranger Things 2, we pick up on our character Will, who had a bit of a run-in with some evil creatures from another dimension. And in Stranger Things 2, Will is in peril again, and it's up to the party to band together and actually this time save the world, I guess. Alright, so let's just get right into it, guys. The first thing that I want to talk about are the characters. So Stranger Things 2 brings back a lot of the old characters from Stranger Things 1, and I like how it kept those characters consistent. There's nothing that those characters really do here in Season 2 that I thought was really outside of their character that was established in Season 1. However, the writers were able to add some new elements to these characters and give these characters a bit more depth. And in addition to these classic Stranger Things characters, we also have some pretty interesting new characters here. Some of the new characters that really stood out for me is the character Max. I also thought that the character Billy added a lot to the story. And of course Bob. I really felt for that character, and I liked that character a lot. And the thing with the new characters here in Stranger Things 2 is that they really add a whole new dynamic to a lot of the existing relationships that we have here. Just another level to the relationships that have been built. And I really liked how these new characters contributed to the show. Alright, so the next thing that I want to talk about here, guys, is the story. So I really like the way that the story was constructed. I like how there's a lot of variety in the episodes here. I particularly liked Eleven's plot. It did a lot to mix things up with this series and gave you some new locations and just a bit of a different pace. However, the story is a little bit formulaic, I guess, and a lot of the time I kind of knew where things were going, but there were a little bit of surprises along the way. Alright, so the next thing that I want to talk about here, guys, is the acting in this show, and I thought that there were some pretty great performances here. The script actually asks a lot of these actors, and there are quite a few really emotional performances. I especially liked the acting of this this young actress here, Millie Bobby Brown, who plays Eleven. All of these characters have some pretty emotional scenes in Stranger Things 2, but Eleven really takes the cake. And I am really impressed with this girl's acting, and I think that she's got some good performances ahead of her as well. And yeah, just while we're talking about the acting here, another thing that I wanted to mention is Winona Ryder in this. I thought that in the first season of Stranger Things, and I think a lot of people share this sentiment with me, but quite a few people complained that her character was pretty one-note, and that there wasn't a lot of variety in her acting, and that she was sort of even overacting a little bit at some points. And I thought that here in Stranger Things 2, they took a lot of those criticisms to heart, probably because I thought that Winona's performance was actually quite a bit better, and there's a bit more of range in her performance as well. Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about here, guys, is the music. And I don't talk about music a lot in my reviews. I probably should, but in this particular case, the music really stood out to me, and it really added a lot to the show. The music in Stranger Things 2 really helped to set a certain sense of time and location. We've got some 80s synth music in here a little bit, but we've also got a bit of The Clash and even some Metallica. So yeah, guys, good music. I'll give this show points for that. Alright, so one last thing that I want to talk about here, guys, before I give you guys my final thoughts. And that last category is the effects. And when we're talking about the effects of Stranger Things 2, it's always important to remember the budget of these shows. They don't quite have the same budget as some Hollywood movies, so we can't judge these effects on those standards. But if we're comparing the effects in the second season here to the effects in the first season, there are actually a lot of improvements. One big improvement is in the portals to the Upside Down. These areas where you can essentially travel between dimensions, I guess. And I gotta be honest, these portals looked a bit crappy in the first season, but they really stepped up their game here. The portals and all of the stuff in the Upside Down actually looks quite a bit better. And there's also various visions that Will experiences, and there's all these sort of crazy visuals going on there. So yeah, I really like the effects in all of those scenes as well. And just to talk a bit about some of the effects on the monsters in this season of Stranger Things, we've got these new monsters called demi-dogs, and they're kind of like a demigorgon mixed with a dog. And these things look alright, but they're also a little bit rubbery. I mean, the CG is not like totally great, but like I said, you sort of have to grade these things according to the resources that they have. And I think that everybody involved with the production here did a pretty good job with the effects. Alright guys, now it's time to give you my final thoughts for Stranger Things 2. So overall, I thought that Stranger Things 2 was a charming and heartfelt bit of TV. I like the new character dynamics in this. I like some of the new situations and locations that they explore. And I also thought that this season took the show to new emotional heights, and that it was an improvement on season 1 in pretty much every respect. So yeah guys, if you haven't seen Stranger Things 2 yet, it's on Netflix. You probably have Netflix, and you should probably watch it. It's pretty good. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for now. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. And if you're new here, please subscribe. I hope that you'll come back for more. I've got my Justice League review coming up really soon for you guys, so check that one out when I can release that. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching my channel. I love you guys, and I will see you guys next time.